He has been crushing it for the 3-1 Seattle Seahawks, the number one receiver in that offense, that is for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, back here on the Rich Eisen Show, Jackson Smith and Jigba. How are you, sir?
Thank you, man. Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for joining here. Let me just jump straight into it. When DK Metcalf was traded away, and it was obvious that you were now the number one, the guy, were you surprised? How did that hit you when you found out that
Yeah,
news?
to me, my mindset, it wasn't too obvious. Honestly, I knew that had to go in and work and compete, and because everything's about competition here, nothing is given. So I knew I had to put the work in and be ready, for an opportunity to come in and do my thing when I got here.
But I'll be honest with you then. What I thought when I heard that DK was sent away to Pittsburgh or given the exit visas he was looking for, I thought they must really believe in Jackson Smith and Jigba. They really must feel that he's ready to be the one and the man in the NFL. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And that never really occurred to you at all?
Yeah, I mean, it did. I knew that, Mike and everyone else up there, had high expectations for me, and uh, kind of knew, the work that I was going to put in. But, just from a mindset standpoint, everything, this league, it's a business at the end of the day. So me showing up and making sure, proving myself right, and my teammates and the rest of the staff right was, a big deal for me. So really, I was just laser focused on that.
Well, in terms of this being a business, you don't have to look too far in the wide receiver room to look at Cooper Kupp and know that too. The fact that he's there after all
Exactly.
those years with the Rams, what has he brought to the equation for you, Jackson?
Man, he's brought, so much. He's brought so much. His mindset and just talking balls, it went on to the next level. So it's awesome to have him, in my corner, to know that he has my back, I have his back, on anything. And, that's a good person to have your back, Triple Crown winner. The list goes on and on and on. So it's a privilege, to line up next to him. And I just try to soak in, all the information and all the good stuff, that he gives out.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of talking ball with him, he's kind of one of one, right? I mean, just knowing everything about a play call and what goes into it and where he is and what his footwork can do to help him get open and what your job is in the same play call and knowing all that and his recall of the one time that they did run it back in the day,
Yeah.
right? Am I right? Like talking that with
No,
him is unbelievable,
yeah,
correct?
you're spot on. You're spot on. Just knowing what every guy, has to do, for the play to pop open, from the offensive line to all of the looks, he's really like another Sam Darnold out there, another quarterback, another coach, so to speak. And also, like you said, on his routes, just knowing how to get open, knowing what he's selling and how the defense is gonna take that information and him just executing. It's honestly, next level, with his mindset and, how he plays ball. So like I said, it's a great opportunity for me to raise my game and what you have seen.
Well, it's so difficult sometimes for offenses to click early. Certainly in this day and age, we talk about preseason action being one game fewer, and it sometimes takes longer for the offense to get up and running to the way that it's supposed to be compared to the defensive side of the ball. And yet you guys seem to be clicking, certainly with a new quarterback, new coordinator. So much is new. How have you been able to do that so far?
I tell you this, it's a hell of a defense we have to go up against, every single day. And in the spring, we just got better, man. A lot of reps. Credit to, Coach Kubiak. Just really, I feel like simplifying the offense and, just, trusting us to turn the plays into life, and it's been great. Sam's just been really on top of it and has just been next level, honestly. And it's a privilege also to play with him. And the more reps we get, we're going to continue to get better. And I think it started all the way back in spring. had a great summer, and now it's awesome to go out on Sundays and ball out.
Well, I haven't read about it, if it's already been written, but was there an offsite for you and Sam and the rest of the receiver room?
Yeah.
What was that about? What happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, as soon as we got Sam, I honestly hit him up like, hey, like, what's it gonna look like in the summertime? So as soon as, we got a little break, we made sure, to keep working just to clean up some things and just to feel good going into camp. And so, all the guys, went out to LA and got some work in, and it was a great time just to, to bond outside the field and, to get some work in.
Jackson Smith and Jigba here on the Rich Eisen Show. And let's talk about you. You started the season with at least 75 receiving yards in every single game. And the only receivers to have a longer such streak in Seahawks history are named DK Metcalf and Steve Largent. You put yourself in a really good neighborhood so far to start this thing off. What do you owe this, JSN? Like, walk me through your mindset, your process that fans might be curious to know about for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I try to simplify, what I do is get open, catch the ball, and get some yak.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
my job to me is it's not that hard when you have, guys like we said, Cooper Kupp, Sam Darnold, the offensive line balling out, defenses having to respect the run game, first and foremost. So, that creates opportunity. And, when the ball's my way, just catch it, make plays, man, have fun, we put the process in, I put the process in, we put the work in, and, I can just cut it loose on Sunday. So that just feels awesome. And, the team having to respect every single player out there, opens it up a little bit for me. So, I just appreciate my guys. I appreciate where this offense is going, and I just want to continue to take it to the next level.
What is your personal goals? Do you have them written down somewhere? Anything like that?
I do. I got some personal goals. I feel like you asked me this before.
I know.
I hate to really put it out there. They're very personal, but
Okay.
we got a long ways to go. You can say that, and for me, just a deep playoff run, a ring on my finger, that's the ultimate goal. So everything else besides that is, whatever.
Few minutes left with Jackson Smith and Jigba here on the Rich Eisen Show. On your mini bye, did you take any college football this last weekend?
Oh, I did.
I know.
I did.
I'm sure you did.
I did, Rich.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect timing. The Buckeyes came down to Seattle.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you were watching the game.
Oh, I was. I had a rooting interest.
Yeah, we had a good weekend. We had a fun weekend watching the Buckeyes, do their thing.
How good is Jeremiah Smith? How good is Jeremiah Smith? How good is he?
Jeremiah Smith is, really, something I really never really seen before, honestly, on the field, at that stature, as a receiver, man, a person that can create and eat at all three levels, and just a competitor. The competitive spirit. You can just see it. You can just see it when he's out there, and his whole team. Just me being on the sideline, and his whole team just coming to him and saying, for like, let's roll, and just to bring everybody's confidence on the team, is really just next level, and just shows what type of person and player he is. So I'm excited to see the records that he breaks, and the more rings that he chases at Ohio State.
Yeah, that fourth down play call where it was essentially a one-man route where he's crossing and everybody else is just blocking downfield, and all you have to do is just connect with him. It was a sort of easy pitch and catch for Sayin, right? And he just runs it in, touchdown, breaks the game open in that respect. I'm wondering, again, that's the simple stuff, if you will. It's well schemed, well coached, well timed, that whole business. But all I hear is he is unlike everybody who's come out of there. And you've come out of there. I know Marvin Harrison had a nice catch against you, and he looked relieved. McLaurin, the list goes on and on. Is he really better than all of you? I'll just throw it your way. JSN, is he better?
Yeah, I think Yeah, I mean, I think his ceiling is you know further than I would say a lot of us. I would say definitely myself. Um, just being 6'4", running 4.3, his routes,
Mm.
top of his routes. I believe that he has it all, and so he's a star. He's going to be a superstar, and I can't wait till he gets to the league and balls out at the highest level. But yeah, man, his ceiling is far greater than, a lot that I've seen.
Yeah, I think you know what he looks best at standing around while you try to run it in the middle of the Michigan defensive line. That's where I think he looks best. If you don't mind my 2 cents there, you know what I mean?
Go ahead, Rich. I know it's coming. I know it's coming, man.
No, 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 no. I'm trying to be professional. I just dropped down a bad level because you are seeing and again, all due respect, I know you're very happy with Torrey Horton as a teammate. But I believe an offensive rookie of the year candidate, if I'm not mistaken, right now in pole position is Ibuka coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
And what he's been able to do has been something special for Baker Mayfield. And I'm sure that's something you saw coming as well. Right, Jackson?
No, 1,000%. Yeah, he's been a pro. He's been a pro since his freshman year. And just to see him, at this level now balling out, it's awesome to see, a brother of mine. And him and Baker, you can see, that relationship building. I'm sure, they put a lot of work in this offseason. So hopefully we can slow them down this weekend though. And I know it's going to be a good challenge and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
sure.
it's really weird if you think about it, Jackson Smith and Jigba, that his quarterback, who he, I'm sure, loves and is depending on and he's there for him, is a guy who once planted the flag in the middle
Yeah.
of the horseshoe. I mean, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Strange bedfellows. Like, again, you're 3-1 and
Yeah.
your head coach came from Michigan, bringing his
Yeah.
excellence from that. Isn't that interesting
I'm glad.
how it all works?
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up.
Sure.
I think I'm gonna text Mac and make sure they have a conversation about that.
Okay.
Or I'll talk to Mac after the game and well before. I'll talk to him before, make sure they have a conversation, try to brew some stuff between them. Before they get out here in Seattle.
Yeah, you should send him.
You know?
You should send him a YouTube video of the
I
moment in
should.
case
Yeah.
he's unaware of Baker's history and yours.
That's why I like you, Rich. That's why I like you, Rich.
I just try to make you better. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
like
I
the Sam
appreciate
Darnold
that.
of this situation. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's great to see you balling out, and it's always great to chat with you. And I do look forward to seeing more from you and your team, and the arrow's pointing up, and I'm excited for you and all the 12s.
Always, Rich. Thank you again. I appreciate it.